Oh wow.
And no lesson will be learned. No lesson
Oh wow.
will be learned.
Do you have evidence to back your claims?
It's not evident. If I have evidence, I was aware of the case, like totally aware of the cases that he's being told. The police in Port Harcourt is aware. The state CID who gave him a gun GUN license. The state CID who gave him a GUN license in 2022. Andrew returned back to Nigeria in 2021. The GUN license that you see on the video that he's giving to, was banned in 2022. They backdated it for him to 2016. And they took money from him. And he was using this thing to terrorize the street, to do the big man. I am not coming here to defend him. I'm coming here to tell you we have a system that doesn't work.
No, let me ask you a question. If you are aware of all these things, going on, why didn't you talk to him?
I was speaking to him. You don't understand. I was speaking regularly to him, and I was telling him, get settled, marry somebody that can calm you down. Logs of messages, logs of text messages. It's not everything I'll come here and I start telling you. For that kind of a guy that have risen to the pinnacle of management to descend to that level, you have to understand. I was telling him, I have my kid. I have been in this country for more than 20-something years. I have never seen police van, the back of police van, never seen it. My record is as pure as gold. And I'm telling him, pick a lesson, learn. Stop this thing that you are doing. Get married and live your life. It was not easy for him. But the Nigerian police, the environment he moved back to, encourage him. You give him a weapon. You give him a gun. When he harmed this girl and he went to cell, they give him his phone. He called me from cell and he said, I have a problem, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, what's the problem? He called me from cell. Are you listening to me?
I can hear you.
The state CID, if anybody watching in state CID, you guys know what I'm talking about. It was a big shot. Just imagine you are a big shot in Port Harcourt. That police respect you and they come to you.
Wow. Of course, we'd like to hear from the side of the police. We want to hear the whole story.
Let me tell you. For those of you guys that are saying, why didn't you report to police? Why didn't you? Me calling police, Nigerian police, and say this person is doing this. He's doing with adults. He's having adult conversation with another adult. No matter how rough it is, he's an adult. If I see minor, that would have been a different thing. I'm a crafty writer. I would have written a petition against him to the Interpol. Already he was declared wanted here, which I myself, he never reviewed that one to me that he was declared wanted in the UK. So when that incident happened, I thought this would teach him a lesson. But the DPO that was in charge of that case in Port Harcourt, in Agui Road, and I'm giving figures now, Agui Road, Port Harcourt Police Station, was coming to Nakandu at home. The one that was supposed to be in charge of disciplining him for harming that girl.
That is, if I'm correct, the girl that was thrown from the balcony.
Yes. The girl that was thrown from the balcony, a poor girl from Uyo, I cried. But there are things, there are traumas you see in life that you are
now. Let me ask you, what happened to the girl? Is she okay now, or she?
I have no clue. I don't have a contact with these girls. He will tell me the story, and then I'll hear the story. Some of his staff will tell me the story. He has staff. The guy started betting.
Welcome back. Now, the video you just watched is a video of a man who is called Ben Samuel, and he himself has confirmed that he is one of the close friends of the deceased Ochekwo Amechi, who is currently the key suspect in the disappearance of the two ladies in Nigeria, namely Abigail Afiba Tando and Celine Indudem. Now, it is something that is becoming weird for me, honestly. And I'm going to analyze this issue of Mr. Ben Samuel suddenly coming out so vividly and loudly to talk about everything that Andrew Amechi was doing just at the point Andrew Amechi actually passed on, but seemed very silent when Andrew Amechi was alive and these two girls were missing and are still missing, and efforts were being made to find them but were proving futile. Mr. Ben was silent. But as soon as Andrew Amechi passed on, Mr. Ben is now loudmouthed. He's talking here and there and saying so much about what Andrew Amechi did and everything, blah, 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 right down to corruption in the Nigerian police. And he is pulling out chats and videos allegedly received from Andrew about various aspects of this case. Now, first of all, I am not here to pass judgment on Andrew Amechi or Ben Samuel. I'm just here to tickle your brain, if I may. Because this case of the two missing girls, Afiba and Selon, has evolved to become something in itself which is compartmentalized in categories that is gradually highlighting all the serious problems we have with security in some parts of Africa. That is, people not being brought up to be very careful of strangers. And number two, security agencies seeming easily corruptible and are gullible to the rich. And also, seemingly, certain people in society being quiet about crimes they are observing happening just because either they think it's not happening to them so they don't care, or maybe they are just afraid. Now, to start with, Mr. Ben Samuel himself has confirmed that he is a close friend of Andrew Amechi. It is not an allegation, he has confirmed it. Ben Samuel lives in the UK, I think somewhere Milton Keynes, and that is where Andrew Amechi was also residing until he fled from the UK, from the police, and came to Nigeria. Mr. Ben Samuel claims to have known Andrew Amechi for over 10 years, to the point that he even talked about the fact that Andrew Amechi comes to his studio. So they know each other that well to an extent. Now, it also turns out that Andrew Amechi was filming some of the things he was allegedly doing to these girls. Some of the disgusting things, bad things, criminal things, he was filming them and then sending them to somebody. And it turns out Mr. Ben Samuel is a recipient of some of these things from Andrew Amechi. As to whether or not there are other people who were also recipients, that has not been established yet. But Mr. Ben Samuel himself has admitted receiving certain things from Andrew Amechi which are very inappropriate about women and himself, and also seemingly criminal. And this was where the backlash started, because Andrew Amechi became a suspect weeks after Afiba and Celine were declared missing in Nigeria. And if you are familiar with missing cases, usually the probability that the victims are still alive begins to dwindle after 48 hours. So the question was that, why was Ben Samuel silent? Where was he all this while? When these ladies got missing and Andrew Amechi was alive, he was actually arrested, and the chase or the race to find these girls were ongoing. Where was Ben Samuel? Why couldn't he make an appearance then and be the stitch in time that would have saved 9? But rather kept quiet and waited till the whole thing played out to a point where Andrew Amechi got deceased before Ben Samuel came out. Which is a very valid question, because personally I believe that if you have something that proves a crime is ongoing, you should have even reported it long ago. Not to talk of also at a time where this person who has been sending the criminal content to you has been cited as the key suspect in an ongoing case of 2 missing girls. and you were still quiet? This is a very valid question that Ben Samuel needed to be asked and needed to respond to. And these questions were being thrown at him from all around in the comment section of some of these footages, including some videos where he came live onto Daddy Freeze's call on Facebook together with Harrison, and he explained himself. He indicated that he didn't know what to do because Andrew Amechi was in bed with the Nigerian police, so he couldn't send it to the Nigerian police because they are one with Andrew Amechi. And once he did that, Andrew Amechi would know he's the one who did that to him, and then he would become afraid for his life because Andrew Amechi is a psychopath. He's sick in the head and all. Now, it makes sense to an extent, but the question is, what about the police in the UK? Why didn't he send it to them? It's obvious they cannot be corrupted by Andrew Amechi. Then Mr. Ben also comes out to say that he didn't know until recently that Andrew Amechi was actually wanted by the UK police. But then it turns out that through all the escapades of Andrew Amechi, he was in constant touch with Mr. Ben, sometimes even seeking advice from Ben Samuel with regards to telling him that he's in trouble with the law. They are asking him for money. What is he supposed to do? It seemed like Mr. Ben was his counsel to an extent. Or someone would also say maybe Mr. Ben was rather his conscience. So it is a dicey thing, and I think it's a gray area. I don't know how the law will play out on this with regards to Mr. Ben being the recipient of some of these nasty things that Andrew Amechi was doing and sending to him. And then it begs a third question, which is, why was he the one Andrew Amechi was sending these things to? Of course, we don't know if he's the only one, but at least we know he received some things. But why? Why? Because Ben Samuel is also a blogger. He's into journalism. He's a blogger. So why is it being sent to him by the guy committing the crime? Why would the guy be committing a crime, filming it, and sending this filmed evidence of his crime to a blogger in the UK who is his friend of 10 years? Then it begins to paint a picture of suspicion. Could it be that Ben Samuel is in bed with Andrew Amechi? Could it be that he's an accomplice? What did he do with the videos, and why were they sent to him? And what should he have done with the videos? He is saying until recently he didn't know Andrew Amechi was wanted by the police. But if that's the case, then it's understandable why he didn't report to the UK police. But then again, his belief that the Nigerian police are corrupt also justifies or makes sense as to why he didn't report to the Nigerian police. So he just sat on it. But then a lady called Rachel, who is alleged to be one of the victims of Andrew Amechi, who actually was fortunate enough to survive him after she was thrown from a balcony, indicated that Andrew Amechi, whilst alive, actually threatened her that the videos he had taken of her whilst they were being intimate, he has sent them to a blogger, and that if she complains or confides in anybody or reveals what he has done to her, the blogger will release the footage. So the question is Ben Samuel that blogger? That is the question. And in as much as Ben Samuel is coming forward as the seeming knight in shiny armor, trying to fight the corruption of the Nigerian police and bring out all the things, the chats that Andrew Amechi shared with him, some of which implicated the Nigerian police and even implicated Andrew Amechi himself, I still have a gut feeling that Ben Samuel is not being fully transparent. Personally, I believe that there is a reason Andrew sent it to him. If we can't establish that reason in all its sincerity, then we can't fully know whether Ben Samuel is hiding something or not. Because why would he send it to you? That is where the question is. And unfortunately, Andrew Amechi is not here to explain for himself, because dead men tell no tales. But what do you think about Ben Samuels? I believe that he could have done something, at least. He should have done something. But as to what he could have done, he is also saying he didn't trust the police. Telling them would be just also let Andrew Amechi know that he's exposing him and he was afraid for his life. And that he didn't know that Andrew was running from the UK police. So that would make sense, actually. But as to whether he can be exonerated as a possible accomplice of Andrew Amechi, we leave that to see as the investigations unfold. But then, since Ben Samuel started coming out, one gentleman, Harrison Gwamnishu, who is an activist in Nigeria, who has actually spearheaded the traction that was brought to this case when these two girls got missing, seemed to be having similar reportage on some bits of the case and also conflicting reportage on some bits of the case, where at a point, Ben Samuel seems to be throwing shades or throwing suspicions or castigations at some of the things reported by Harrison. And some of the things reported by Harrison are also now seeming to sort of ask question marks or put question marks on some of the reportage of Ben Samuel. I'll get into that in another video where we are going to cross-reference where these guys are saying the same thing and where they are conflicting, and then try to determine who is actually telling the truth and who isn't. Personally, I am a bit unsure of why Ben Samuel is suddenly so vocal after Andrew Amechi died. Obviously, he's saying he was afraid for his life. Andrew is gone. Fine. But I believe he's saying too much. I believe that he's trying too hard to be believed. Now he has even started uploading some of these things on YouTube after some are already circulating on Facebook, and I don't know. But sometimes it creates an impression you're trying to even monetize it for money. I don't get it. But let's wait and see how this goes. I'm following this case. I'm bringing you all the updates as and when they are due. Subscribe if you are yet to do so. What do you think about Ben Samuel? Let me know in the comment section. I'll catch you on the next one. Stay safe out there.